And we have two very exciting guests on the podcast today.
Couple of clients.
They have been on an incredible journey.
We're just under 19 kilos, so we're nearly at 20. We hit an all-time low today.
Well, great coach. Thank you. Nyssa has lost 21 kg.
You know, they're always going to say, is it worth it? 100%, I don't know what camera I'm on, but 100% it is worth it.
There's so many cameras.
100% is
If you
worth
could just look into this camera, please, James,
100%.
and say that again.
Honestly, trust me.
But it's a horrible one, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
And, like, it's just good that you did think about it, because you don't want to go through life, like, not happy with how you look.
Knowledge is power, people.
Knowledge
power,
is
yeah.
100% power. Yeah.
But he once said that I was the one who made him fat.
I mean, the portion sizes were incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And hopefully it will inspire some of you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Couple of Coaches podcast with me, Emma, Michael, all the way over there.
Hello.
And we have two very exciting guests on the podcast today. They have watched our podcast for a while. They're true fans. And they are also some long-term clients that we have had online coaching. It is James and Nyssa.
Hey.
You can put
guys.
the round of applause in there, Nathan, can't you? Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
So yeah, we have invited our clients, James and Nyssa. I coach Nyssa. Mike coaches James, and they are a couple, like we are a couple of clients.
Couple of clients.
And they have been on an incredible journey with us, and we thought it was only right to invite them on the podcast so we can talk to them, they can share their story and just give a little insight into online coaching and how their journey has been.
Yeah. And hopefully it will inspire some of you.
Yes, that is the aim. So, first of all, how this came about, I actually knew James prior to this.
Yeah.
James and I used to work together.
Amazing.
Didn't we?
Yeah.
So we used to work together in my job before I became an online coach. And yeah, talk us through how you sort of reached out to us, to Mike, and why.
Yeah, I mean, think about it now, it was a long, long time ago. But I think for me, the whole point was knowing you as what you left where we worked for. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I know you only work with female clients, but sort of seeing what you done for those people. And obviously, I had no idea who Mike was at the time, but sort of seeing what you were doing for those people was really inspirational. And I thought I've tried diets, I've tried other workouts, I've tried loads of stuff, and obviously it didn't work because they weren't sustainable. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be where I am now with the knowledge I had then. Mm-hmm. So I thought I needed a little bit something extra. So reached out to you, obviously got me in touch with Mike, and I think the rest is history.
The rest is history, yeah, and here we are.
But as I say, when we first got in touch with Mike, he wanted a little phone call just to sort of see what my goals were, really, and obviously we got on like a house on fire. It's like we knew each other for ages. So yeah, it felt seamless. It felt like something I should have done a long time ago. Mm-hmm. Obviously, situations changed when I was, a few years ago where I was living before we even moved in together. I was eating ready meals. I was doing it because it was easy. Yeah. Having fast food, whatever, just because it was easy rather than actually having a sustainable diet that I can stick to, going to the gym regularly, which I never would have done. But I just think, I wanted to reach out because I needed a life changing rather than just a little bit of a fad diet.
Quick fix.
Yeah, exactly.
And were you sort of in the same place, Nyssa, or did James sort of give you that, oh, I might try that as well?
So I think he brought up to me saying, I'm going to speak to a coach. And then he was like, do you want to speak to Emma? And I was like, okay. Not in a bad way. Not saying he was sitting at home going, oh, you're so fat. Why don't you go speak to a coach? But I think he knew that I wouldn't ask. Really.
No.
Ask for it.
But he was but he said, oh, and then we can do it together sort of thing. He was like, oh, it'd be quite nice to do it together because obviously living together, and I think not that he'd point it out, but he once said that I was the one who made him fat.
I mean, the portion sizes were incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. I mean,
the
a plate
cheese.
of nachos just wouldn't be a little plate. It would be
You probably wouldn't be able to eat that.
it'd be a
now.
platter just for me. Yeah.
That's quite a good point there, actually, because we were saying earlier how it's so much more seamless when you train a couple because you're both in the same boat.
Yeah.
So you both help each other out, and if one of you's on a bad day, the other one pushes you through, vice versa.
Exactly, and it's
eating together, training together.
Yeah.
I think rather than being like a couple, we're more like a team.
Yeah.
Because the fact that you look after me in the kitchen because I can cook, but you're a better cook. That's on camera
Sound
now.
like mine.
But I think I push you in the gym when you push me in the kitchen in regards to, I'll do the washing up, you sort of do what you need to do.
That's a perfect combo,
It
isn't
is,
it?
yeah.
And I think the last podcast we were talking about is having that balance. There you go.
Yeah, and I think that's for us is what's worked so well because
knowing who does what.
Yeah. And I think if you have a little bit of routine in your life, I think as humans we are just routinable people. But when you wake up and you know what you're doing, you know what calories you got to eat, you know what you're eating, things like that. That's when it starts becoming a lifestyle change rather than just like you say like that quick fix. And well, it's like you said earlier that once you got on board with it, we were like, whoa, so much information, so much information. But
I think it's definitely a lot easier because we even said a few months back, like, oh, do you think either of us, like, if I hadn't have done it, I said to James, like, do you think you would have been in the same spot? And I think he would have done well, but then there would have been times where I was like, oh, I want to have this, I want to do that, and then he would have been like, oh, okay, just give in. But because we're both like, oh.
It would have almost been like sailing with no wind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where if you're both doing it, you're sailing with wind.
Completely.
So it's a lot more seamless and easier.
Exactly that. And when you see someone thriving to better themselves, there's nothing better than you thinking, I want a bit of that.
I want to do that as well.
I want a bit of that.
Because we have a lot of clients who are sort of doing it on their own, but then they have a partner who's not on the same journey, and they say, oh, I'm always tempted, or they sometimes try and tempt me by or whatever it is.
Also, if you're in a couple, if you're in a relationship and you're trying to be really good, and you obviously we now know that you can enjoy yourself, but there is like processes to take. But some people when they first start, they'll be like, oh, my husband wants to go to the pub and I feel like I have to go, but I don't want to go. So then it creates a bit of tension.
It does, but then when you think of it like that, that's then you creating excuses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And if you're sort of doing that, if you don't go into 100%, then you're what's the saying? You prepared to fail, or you failed to prepare, things like that. And it is true because if you go in there straight away, think of that negative mindset, it's only going to end up in one route. So. And that's where
it's a massive mindset shift.
It is, and that's why I wanted to get you on board. And as you say, it's nothing to do with how we were or what we were, but we were stuck in a rut. And when we got our own place, I felt like we had that fuel and we had that room and the inspiration to
reset,
do something.
Right, we can do this now.
And then 8 months down the line, here we are.
Yeah, well, and you've absolutely smashed it,
where
both
are
of
we?
you.
Let's give the audience some numbers.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So what is?
Oh, we're not supposed to. Are we supposed to remember these?
Well, to be fair,
you can do the maths, and I'll say my part. You can say your part, and then you can add it up because we all know I can't add up. So Nyssa,
I'll get the exact. Emma was prepared.
I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, she knows.
Nyssa,
what a great coach.
What a great coach. Thank you. Nyssa has lost 21 kg.
Yep.
Now it was 20, and I noticed it was 21 the other day.
Yeah.
Overall, which is about 45, 46 pounds and 3 stone, which is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
That is pretty mental.
That's insane.
Oh, Mike's just getting it up.
We beat it.
Don't think we will.
So we're literally both of us.
It's like a competition now.
It's a competition.
Do you hear the check-ins? I send him every Sunday.
She's beating me. No, we are. I want to give you the 20. We're just under 19 kilos, so we're nearly at 20. We hit an all-time low today.
Yep.
But yeah.
So what's that combined?
44 pounds. Well, what's it? 40. He's on 19, so
plus 21. That's your job.
42.
42 kg.
Pounds.
Oh.
So what's Nessa's
You
pounds?
said 90. Oh, 40. 46.
46 plus 42.
Go on.
88.
88.
God, you were quicker than mine.
88 pounds is
Combined,
combined is a
Yeah.
which is, and you've seen that little pound of fat
Yeah,
prop that we
that's
have.
crazy.
So I think
Crazy.
88 of those.
I know.
88 of those
But the
is
thing,
what
the
you've
thing is
got.
as well, obviously half in that, or obviously not half because you're beating me. But in regards to think about how much of that you were carrying with you.
Yeah.
If you go to the, I think you said on one of the check-ins, like if you carry that in the gym, that's heavy.
You
Yeah.
you go and grab a 20 kilo weight.
Yeah.
But also the thing worth noting is you've lost that weight right now, but you've got to take into consideration the muscle mass that you've built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically, you've probably lost over 50 pounds of body fat.
Yeah.
But you've gained,
That's
probably gained
right.
more than 10 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
So you're over 50 pounds of body fat down.
One thing we did notice as well when we were walking the other day, if we just normally on a warmer walk, we thought, I'm cold. And some
Body fat on me.
Yeah.
and you feel the cold
Yeah.
so much more.
Yeah.
And
That's
normally
funny,
I just walk
isn't
out in
it?
shorts, t-shirt, I don't mind. I was like, hoodie,
Yeah.
trackies, just to sort of get a bit warmer. But
Crazy.
as I say, that's a risk and reward that you get at the end of it.
Yeah.
You just walk quicker as well, because like when we started trying to get the like 10,000 steps, we did like a big loop that took us like an hour, and then we had a little loop that was like a half hour, and now our big loop takes like 40 minutes and our little one's like 20, and we're like,
So we've
So
taken
we'll
that
go
much off
again.
that walk.
Wow.
That's mad, isn't
That
it?
is crazy.
They're little goals as well.
Yeah.
We didn't realise we were a
No,
goal.
when you look,
We had no idea that was a goal.
It wasn't something
when
you set
look,
out
when
to
you
do.
look back, you go, Jesus, like
Yeah.
your just general fitness levels without even knowing,
Yeah.
are so much better.
Exactly. Because I'm glad it wasn't a goal, because I'll be walking quicker to
To try and get
to get there.
just running.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it
because you
just
probably would.
happened.
Yeah, and it's just happened naturally, just from
yeah.
everything that we're doing, which is,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
as I
that's
say, it's just
brilliant.
crazy.
Yeah. So obviously you both had never had an online coach before.
No.
When you came to us, you were literally like, what the hell is online coaching? How is that going to work? So tell us about your experience with the online coaching. Did it surprise you? How did you feel about it?
I'll let you go first, babe.
You was going to say that, 'cause you're going to think of something smart to say. I'm going to say something. I'm going to just say some like stuff that comes out, and then he's going to be like, oh.
I'm just being a gentleman because it's ladies first. But
Yeah, I mean, as you say, I didn't really know what to expect. Like, because you think of like when you go into the gym, you see like the trainer standing there just looking at someone doing weights. I was like, how is this going to work? You're not going to be standing there staring at me doing weights.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. Because obviously you get everything, like anything that I need, like you're there for. So like if I've got a question or if I need support or help, it's just like drop you a message. I think it's almost better than like having a coach, like a real coach. I don't know how a real coach works either, though. So sorry, real
Yeah,
coach.
so PT's like that's more in person. So
Yeah.
obviously I did PT for quite a long time, and the reason I transitioned over was because you have like 40, 50 clients one-to-one. That's a lot of time in a gym. You then don't have that time to do check-ins, to check on people every day, to make sure their programs are and they're doing what they need to do. So
It's only really
you're
gym
just
specific
looking after them
stuff.
in the gym. You're not looking after the other 23 hours,
Yeah.
which are a lot more important because
Yeah.
once you get into the gym, you know what you're doing. You don't need someone to count your reps or check your form as long as it's okay. And obviously we know that that's all good. It's the outside stuff. It's making sure you're doing your steps, making sure you're doing your nutrition, answering any questions or struggles, supporting you. So it just becomes, it's a lot more thorough. And a lot of people don't realise that because the old school way is PT.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people see online as a bit of a cop out, like, oh, this is someone being lazy. But it's actually a lot more helpful.
Probably the opposite.
It's a lot more helpful to have someone. Like,
Yeah.
for me, I lost love with PT because it was like a conveyor belt. It was just like one client, oh, hello, how you doing? How's your week been?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Oh, hello, how's your week been? Absolutely shattered. Go home, just want to bed. Even my training was shit because I didn't want to train.
Because
I
you're
was
not
so
training
sick
yourself.
of being in
Yeah.
a gym.
Yeah.
I wanted to leave. So there's some brilliant PTs out there, and it's really good for form analysis and maybe pushing people if they're doing something like a high rocks, something to really push someone. But in terms of like losing fat and making that lifestyle change, I think having a coach to support you throughout the whole time is just a lot. It's a lot more.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it.
I couldn't
I
agree
think it's
more.
definitely a lot better. Yeah, because you've got that, like, someone there. If I'm like, oh, is this okay to eat? Well, not that I'd even feel like this is okay
But
to
it's a
eat.
question, right?
Yeah.
Like,
She'd
And
probably look
clients
at like
do
all the
say
chocolate
that.
that I'm logging and be like, what are you doing?
and that's the thing. It just takes all the stress and worry out of it. Like you've got a plan, you've got to follow it. you've got someone to support you and help you follow it. And that's it. And when a change is needed, they make the change.
Yeah.
When there's a struggle that you face, there's someone there to help you get through that struggle. And that's it in a nutshell, really.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I think when people talk about online coaching now, people talk about Joe Wicks because he's basically an online coach because he's the one who sort of came through lockdown, do whatever I want to do, and people like that. And I think now it's just completely changed. And I think if I went into the gym with a PT, then they're ordering me to do stuff. I'm not always great at that. I don't like it.
I wonder if he's ever said that about you. Mike told me to do this, but I don't think I really want to do it.
But I think
Told me to my steps.
But when you go there, and if I don't do this, it's my fault. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's not Emma's fault. It's not Nissa's fault. It's my fault. And then there's some days when I'm thinking, probably should have done that today, so I'll do it tomorrow and more.
Yeah.
And then once you do that, you then sort of get into that rhythm. And as I say, going back to the start, that's sort of where that sort of negative thoughts come in my head. Think, can I do this? La la la. And yes, obviously people will go, well, how much is it? They're always going to say, is it worth it? 100%. I don't know what camera I'm on, but 100% it is worth it.
There's so many cameras.
100%
If you could just look into this camera, please, James, and say that again.
Honestly, trust me. If it's coming from me, I know probably half of you don't know me, but it is true. Because if I was thinking of this before I started, I thought, I don't know, what am I going to listen to you for? But I mean, proof's in the pudding, proof is in the pictures, and proof is in the weight. So I think when you feel better about yourself, there's no other gift you can give yourself.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
Like we struggle. We don't struggle, but it's hard to relay that information to people because obviously 9 times out of 10, a lot of the question is how much is it? Obviously, it's a cost and it's an expense.
It is.
Life isn't cheap, so the people sometimes struggle to kind of put that value on what they're offering and how they're gonna feel.
Yeah,
And
it's
I mean,
not
there
even
is
about
no,
how you feel. Yeah.
Once you get to that level of confidence and happiness within your body, like you can't really beat that, can you?
You don't put a price on happiness, and it's such a cliche saying, but it is true.
Health as well, isn't it?
And it is health. People go out and buy £200 worth of trainers without a second thought.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
But people won't think about, I'll just pay whatever it might be for an online coach. But what you're getting out of that is so much more than a couple of wears of your new trainers every week.
Think about the takeaways and the nights out that people have a month. That's okay. That's
That
a good
is
enough
just-
expense.
yeah.
But
And
I
then
don't
they
wanna change
complain
my
that they're
health.
unhappy.
But
And
it's that's just life and how people kind of it's driven in your head, really, isn't it?
And that's it. And we go back to our first chat, and even I was still skeptical because you're going to be, but because I didn't know you, didn't know you at all. But when we got started and we sort of understood what was involved and the meal plan, all the exercises we got, just the accountability of it all, like this is up to me now. I've paid this money.
yeah.
And sometimes you need that push and you need that to think, okay, this is on me now.
I need to do
Yeah.
this.
If I don't do this,
I
I'm
think
losing
that
money.
was definitely a thing for me. I was
Yeah.
like, if I don't do this and give it a go, I was like, look, I've signed up for the first part. If I don't like it at the end of the first part, I just won't keep going.
Yeah.
But I was like, I've paid this now. Like, I'll just do it. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like, why do I waste all this
waste all
money?
that money?
Yeah.
Whereas I've signed up to like other gyms before and gone like once or twice, and then like never gone back, and then you're like,
Oh.
Yeah.
paying like £25 to
You are.
look at the gym as I walk by to the burger place. Hope they don't see me.
But you keep that membership like in hope that you are gonna go. And
Yeah.
do you know what's funny? Sorry, when I worked at a Virgin, I remember I got put on like reception. I actually remember I hated it because I didn't know what I was doing. And this guy come in all stressed, and he was like, "I need to cancel my membership," and I was like, I don't really know how to do that. let me go and get someone. He went, "Oh mate, can you just please do it? I need to do it now. Don't let me leave without doing it." And I'm like, "All right." He goes, "Mate, I've been a member for 4 years and I've never used the gym." And he goes, "I need to cancel it today because otherwise I won't cancel it for another 4 years."
That's crazy.
So he signed up to the gym, and then it took him 4 years. And this was like £50 a month, so
Yeah.
it's like £600 a year.
That's crazy.
£2.5 grand.
crazy.
He's just wasted on and never even went in the gym.
So
Mental.
bad.
And I think they still tried to talk him round.
I've spent less than that looking like this.
Yeah.
Just saying. And that's where it all comes down to, because it is just one of those, when we first got involved in this, we were just doing home workouts because we didn't feel comfortable in the gym. I didn't feel comfortable in the gym.
Yeah.
I don't like going to a gym and someone look at me thinking, look at him, he doesn't know what he's doing. And you do think like that, but gyms aren't like that.
Yeah.
But I thought they were.
Yeah.
That's because you see people. I said to Emma on I was like, I don't want to go to the gym
Yeah.
because I don't want to end up on someone's TikTok of them being like, this girl doesn't know what she's doing.
I don't want to be on someone's TikTok. But that's an important lesson because you started with home workout steps, a bit of running. And now it's like going to the gym, doing bloody high rocks workouts and all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a whole
burpees.
It's just a whole it's a whole new level, right?
She's Miss Burpee now.
I know. At the beginning, she's like,
No,
I
I'm
don't
not.
like burpees. I was like, okay.
Oh no, you
Now
should
she's
see
like-
me do them. It is not good. Like, they're barely burpees.
But yeah, 3 times a week in the gym now, one
Yeah.
high rocks class on a Thursday, and still, 12,000 steps a day. Obviously, the gym helps with that, but
Yeah.
it's still, go out for a walk every lunchtime, both of us at work,
Yeah.
But this is where, some people might think, oh, that sounds a lot of work, but it's now just life.
Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean it's a chore. It doesn't mean it's extra work, but you're going out, you're getting fresh air, you're getting healthy, you're feeling good about yourself.
But you've changed it now because if you didn't do it, you'd feel worse.
Yeah.
So you've got people there that now go home and go, oh, I'm just going to put the TV on, can't be arsed.
Yeah.
But now it'd be the complete opposite. Like,
100%.
and it's getting to that mindset shift and getting stuck in and getting
Yeah.
past that first bit, because then it becomes you have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to keep yourself nice and healthy, which is a place you want to be, because so many people are stuck with the unhealthy way of living, and that's just kind of their rut they're in.
But the good thing is that when you do the job, when you do the work, when you put the work in, you can have those days where you can just chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just do it every day, but you can still have those days, and then you'll be more thankful and grateful for those days.
Yeah.
We sit down on the sofa the other day just watching a film. We thought, it's just nice. Knowing you've already done the work,
Yeah.
you don't have to think about, we should have
you
gone to
also
gym.
enjoy yourself. Like, we were just having a discussion before you come on here, like, went out for a beer at the weekend.
Yeah.
And it's not like, you didn't, you went round Asda and walked around for half an hour first. But,
I know, extra steps.
but you can still enjoy yourself. And I
Yeah.
think that's another thing that we try to push sustainability, and that you can enjoy yourself, because so many people think, right, I'm not going to do this now because I just don't have 4 months or 5 months, 6 months to not go out. I need to see my friends. Like, who said you have to see your friends?
Yeah.
You just need to put the things in place and be good 80% of the time. You
Exactly.
still have that 20% of chilled out, relaxing, as long as it's like mindful, intuitive,
Yeah.
and it's not ridiculous.
That's not going out on a bender every weekend, but it's something that you can now, if you bank the calories during the week,
Yeah.
you can then know that you've done the hard work, and you can go and enjoy your evening, have a good evening, and not
Yeah.
overindulge and think, oh crap, that was a
I've
waste of a
ruined
week.
it, and you get straight back to it.
Yeah.
the next week or next day.
They always say don't let a day ruin a whole week.
Yeah.
And then if you ruin a whole week, then let's be honest, you'll probably ruin the whole month.
and that's the thing, innit?
Which is a lot of people's problem.
The whole week.
That's
Yeah.
where people go like, oh, it's ruined. Oh, I'll start again on Monday.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like, oh, I'll start next month. Oh, I
Yeah.
need to start on the 1st. It's
Well,
like,
this is what happened. Like, we obviously start trying to get clients now, because a lot of people do it. They'll go, Halloween, October, and it gets out.
Then it's November.
Oh, it's Christmas. It's
Christmas.
Christmas. There's no point starting now. It's Christmas. I'm just going to start in the new year, and just like, you've just wasted 4 months.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the new year, and you're probably still not going to start.
That's a whole quarter of the
And
year gone.
that's the thing. Like, New Year's a really good time for people, and it will always be, because it's like that reset. But like now, why not just start now?
100%. There's
You know
no
what I
better.
mean?
There's no
It's
better
just-
time than
Yeah.
now.
No
Yeah.
better time than now.
There's no better time
It's
than
the
now.
There's
best
always
time,
going to be
right?
things
Think
that
about
come
tomorrow.
up.
If you did what you wanted to do
holidays.
today, tomorrow,
Yeah.
you'll go to bed happier.
Yeah.
There you go. It's people just, it's hard.
It's
hard for people
It's
to
easy for
understand.
us to sit here and say that,
Yeah.
but as I say, we
Yeah.
were where people are.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
been there, like
Yeah.
in regards to what we feel like, being down in the dumps. Out of my friend group, I was always the fat one, and I wouldn't say I was over, obese or anything, but you don't feel comfortable when you see like your friends or that all in their skinny, slim fit t-shirts and stuff. And I can't get in that, oversized all the way. But now I think I bought a size small t-shirt the other day for the first time in, well, God knows,
since I don't know.
since I've known. And I think that.
I've seen you buy a lot of t-shirts.
Yeah, I know. But I think that's where you sort of get to the point where you think, yeah, I've done that now, and
Yeah.
why stop? Because
Yeah.
you can only build on what you've already built.
Yeah,
Exactly.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's amazing, isn't it?
So, what would you individually say has been your biggest achievement through this journey?
I think just for the whole knowledge of everything that I've learned, because like I said, I've done diets, I've done fad diets, but not understanding why I do things, that's big for me. It's just, I don't mind doing it, but why am I doing it?
Yeah.
Tell me what's the point in me doing this so I can learn from it.
Yeah.
And, you know, the whole macros situation, the whole counting the calories. And yes, you do count calories, but it's not as if it's my, you know,
Be all and
prerogative.
end all.
It'd be all and
Yeah.
end all and things. And I think once you sort of get used to and blind that fact that it's not all about tracking everything, because that's just mind boggling. I'm not great with maths. But I think once you get the knowledge and think, right, because I can look at a bag of Monster Munch now and think, that's 102 calories.
That's what it becomes.
And this is why
Yeah.
we get people to track, because yes, it can be a bit tedious at the start and a bit long. Obviously, you build your library up on it and it becomes easier, but not that. You just intuitively know. So when you're going out for a meal, you look at the menu and go, I kind of know that is the better option for me. I have that. Or if you're in the shop, so you're always going to get times when you're rushing around and you might need to buy something from a petrol station because it's like, I need to get something because I feel like I need food. At least you can make a smart decision.
Yeah.
Whereas before, it's like, oh, fuck it, where's the bounty or where's the market?
Oh, it was always the wrong decision.
Always,
Always the wrong decision.
So it's...
because you feel like
that's
that's
massive.
Yeah, and you feel like that food will fill you up, when actually it makes you more hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great answer, actually, the knowledge side of things.
The knowledge
I'd say
is
the main thing.
huge.
It is, and I think for us, it's worked wonders. Obviously, I don't know if there's any other answer you've got.
The biggest
I was gonna
achievement.
He stole it from you.
Cut that out. I mean, as much as the knowledge around like the foods and like making sure you're getting the right things, mine was knowing what to do to work out as well, because I was probably one of those people who thought like, oh, if you just like run, like you have to run, or you have to be lifting like heavy weights or something, or I just need to like go on the treadmill or stepper is the thing at the minute.
Just what you see people do online.
And I was like, I don't know what to do, but obviously you watch videos of people do it. Like, I know you can lift weights like that, but obviously you can't just do that in the gym
the whole
forever.
time.
Just gonna go to the gym and just do that.
Yes.
It's gonna work.
I'm gonna get there. But it's that. But also on the food side, I think a big one for me when we first started was I actually struggled to eat the amount of food that you wanted me to eat, because I was one of those people who did I thought if you need to, like if you want to lose weight, just don't eat anything. So I think I ate probably around like 1,200 calories a day on average. And then you wonder like, how am I big? I'm eating so little. And then she's like, eat more. I was like, oh, like that first week I was literally messaging James while I was at work, and I was like, oh, it's taken me like an hour to eat breakfast. Like, I don't know how I'm going to eat this much food.
But that's the thing, when you're eating the correct calories and the correct macros, the volume of food suddenly becomes a lot bigger.
A lot bigger.
Yeah.
When you're eating the wrong foods, it's a lot more dense, so it's kind of easy to eat, which
Yeah.
again is why people end up putting on a lot of body fat, because you eat the wrong foods, but you can eat loads of the wrong foods.
Yeah.
You eat the right foods, you can't eat loads of the right foods. That's the thing.
And sometimes even the better foods taste better.
Yeah.
Without even realise.
Yeah.
Honestly, the meals that we're eating, I never in a million years thought you could lose weight, gain muscle, do whatever you need to do, and have that good food. I mean, your meal plan is exceptional.
I like you.
It is. No, but I think I used to have a salad, and I used to put salad cream on it, croutons.
Yeah.
But it's a salad.
Yeah.
It's probably like 1,000 calories.
1,000 calories.
I didn't even
salad,
realise.
Yeah, because you didn't understand
No.
what was in it. Yeah.
Knowledge is power, people.
Knowledge
Knowledge
power,
is
yeah.
100% power. Yeah. And what would you say was your biggest struggle before you joined us? What was the thing that you struggled with the most?
Oh, that's a great question. I think me personally, I just think knowing that I didn't want to look in myself in the mirror because I just didn't feel comfortable. I didn't like it. I liked me as a person, you know, I love myself, but in regard, not like that, but in regard, you know, I like, you know, I'm positive, I'm happy, you know, but somewhere deep down, I knew that when I looked at myself in the mirror, I wasn't happy. So I had to do something about it. And it's just when you have that click in your head, like, now's the time.
Yeah.
So I think that was the biggest struggle. You know, I always used to buy the t-shirt a little bit too big for me, but I used to tuck it in or maneuver it or wear an overshirt just to make myself look better in my head. But in real time, he's probably thinking, oh, mate, it's 25 degrees outside.
Take it off.
Yeah. So yeah, that was probably the biggest struggle, just sort of having that and then going home and sort of probably still buy a Big Mac when I get home just for the sake of think, oh, I've done that day. So yeah, I mean, there's loads of things I could probably think about on the top of my head. It was definitely the fact of not feeling comfortable in your own skin is a bit of a sad feeling, really.
Well, it's a horrible one, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
And like, it's just good that you did think about it because you don't want to go through life like not happy with how you look.
No.
Like,
You only have
body,
one
you only get
body.
one body. You can't change it. You can change it, sorry, but like it's not going to change itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's a lot of people that come to us are in a. If you go deep down, it probably is. That's where it lies. Like, you're just not happy with yourself. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to take your top around a pool. You don't want to look at yourself in the mirror.
Exactly.
So.
And I don't think there's ever a better reason. If you're not happy with yourself, then
Change
there's
it.
only one person who can change it.
Yeah.
That is true.
What was your biggest struggle,
She's
Nyssa?
He's like, me
Sorry,
again.
racking my
forgot,
brain.
I forgot I've got a microphone.
I'm just listening to the podcast. I mean, I don't want to just copy James. Mine would have been that because obviously, like, even finding that photo that I showed you of me in that shirt, like, I was like going through my photo roll and I was like, there's no photos of me. Like, I never used to take photos of me because I didn't like what I looked like. So I was like, if I just take my face, it's just my face. But one of the biggest struggles for me, I think, when we first started was just the motivation to, like, just to work out. Like, it's hard to believe, like, so not that he's ever going to show anyone. James took a video of our first workout and showed us like a few months ago, and oh my God, like just the heavy, like the breathing. I was like, I looked like I was dying. And I was like, I just remember that like when I was trying to do stuff at the start, thinking, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
This isn't going to work. Like, just the
this is
struggle
so
to get
hard.
through that.
It's always a self-doubt at the end of the
Yeah.
day. And when I showed you the video, I just wanted to video to see our progress.
Yeah.
I only done
How
one.
good is it
Yeah.
to look back at that,
It's
though?
so
I only done
good.
one.
Yeah.
That's the only one I ever done, and it was our
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's a good
so
one to have, though.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so
But
glad
But now
I did
you
it.
just think like going to the gym, and I don't think anything of like half the stuff I'm doing in the gym. But that workout, I was just like,
Absolutely dying.
Like,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's such a good. So pictures are great, but having a video of you working out and really struggling,
Yeah.
like, that was not easy.
Oh, we were panting.
And then you look back and you go, "Oh, that'd bloody be easy." Now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably like,
Honestly.
what was I even doing?
Yeah.
Nothing.
It was, but even when talk about the gym, like when you're saying that, we've met so many nice people.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
You know,
that's
and the
Such
one,
a good community, the gym, isn't it?
it is, and completely different to what I ever thought it would be. You know, people saying you're not doing this right, not doing this right. How many sets you got, Mev?
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like that whatsoever.
I mean, some gyms maybe like that,
Maybe.
but not majority.
many,
It
mate.
depends where you go.
Most gyms are okay. Like
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
friendly. Even the big lumps that are in the weights.
They're probably the nicest.
Probably the most helpful ones.
Yeah.
They are there all the time, and they like the fact that people are coming to the gym and
Everyone's there
trying
for the
to-
same reason, right? They
They
want to
are.
work on
Yeah.
themselves.
Everyone's
They
got
like
to
to
start
help
somewhere.
people. It's-
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it is funny. I mean, I think you see clips online of people being absolute like arseholes. And people think, oh, that's like every gym's gonna be like that. And it's a shame,
Yeah.
really. 'Cause
it
puts
is a
people off.
shame.
Yeah.
And it worked for me.
Yeah.
It worked for me because I didn't go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, the high rocks that you mentioned
Can't get you out of the
slightly
gym
earlier.
now.
Yeah, I know. Let's go now. But yeah, you know, the high rocks every Thursday, it's great. You know, you've got your own little friend that you like to work out with now, and
Nice.
just think, oh, just go on then.
Yeah. Off you go.
Lost your gym buddy.
Yeah, lost it. But yeah, and like you said, it's just nice to look forward to doing it because you know you get to see nice people, you get to feel better about yourself, and then you can go home and have a lovely, lovely dinner.
There
Yeah.
you go. And that's the thing. Looking forward to doing it
Yeah.
Yeah.
because people go through that phase of like it's such a chore.
It kind of is at first though. You
is
kind
a
of
chore
first
at
do
the
it and you're like,
start.
that was really hard, dreading doing that again.
Yeah.
But then
It
it
becomes a hobby.
becomes
It is.
enjoyable
And
because
it's
you
like,
feel good
when it
after.
transitions from that chore to a hobby.
Then
Yeah.
life.
That's the bit, and life. That is it. It's like
Yeah.
this is just it's just what you do. Like
Yeah.
people watching this now, your hobby might be.
Sorry.
Come on, Emma.
Alarm.
Yeah.
It's to post on a couple of coaches' Instagram if
Is
that
it?
helps.
I can't
It's
tell you. I
work.
can't tell you off for not posting it. What was I saying?
I don't know. I'm so sorry. Oh no, you lost your train of thought.
people. But anyway,
Habitual.
So people's like hobbies now
Yeah.
would be like going home and like we said earlier, just like putting on
Yeah.
a series of Netflix.
Yeah.
And that's
You
it
know
for
what
the
I mean?
night.
And that's it for the night.
Yeah.
They'll do that. Whereas it can be going to the gym for 45 minutes,
Yeah.
coming back, I'm watching one series.
45 minutes is not a long time.
No.
And you can get a lot done in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
minutes.
And when you enjoy it, it
100%.
goes quickly.
I mean, he got shocked last month because we were doing so much during the week that I wrote down every day. We were going to the gym and he was like, it looks like all we do is go to the gym.
I never wanted to be that person.
Gym everywhere. Oh my God.
I was like, it's so we remember.
It's so fun. Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to ask? Lovely James and
I
Nyssa.
know, they've answered quite a lot.
I've answered all my questions that I
Do you
wrote
have
down.
anything you would like to share or add?
I mean, to be fair.
I think it was a good question.
Oh.
I might have said this.
Oh.
No, I think I might have said this. But how does it feel now? Like, what would James now say to James? 8 months ago?
It's getting deep.
I'm just trying to round off the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Get your ass into gear. Hello, mate. I think really just when you have a look at yourself and then you realise what you could look like. I know it's not possible, but if there was someone who can do a Photoshop of me and think, you could look like this if you actually put the work in. Like, nah, you're right, mate. But for now, knowing that's possible, I would just say to anyone who's watching or anyone who's listening, just think it can happen to you.
Yeah.
And I think if it was for me, looking back at myself, just think you can do this.
Yeah.
Like you can do it. It's not as hard as your mind is overthinking it, because we as humans overthink all the time, but it's really not as difficult as you might think it is. And sometimes I look back and think, should I have done it earlier? But I know that life didn't always give me the tools to, living at home with my parents and stuff. I just didn't have the room. I didn't have the room to work out. I didn't have, I was eating what they were eating because it was easy. But like I said, going back to when we first moved in, I then knew that we had that opportunity to make a difference.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it now, you'll never do it.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad we did.
There you go. Going back to that, it's always worse in your mind than it is in reality.
100%.
Like, and that's something that, I mean, I always try and tell myself that, like, whenever it's in your head, it's not that bad.
It's not.
But it's going to feel that bad, but it's not that bad. So one for you. It's always worse in your mind than it is in reality.
Yeah,
Facts.
absolutely.
Nessa,
you're good.
what would your...
You must know this now.
What would your
me,
self
you,
now?
me, you.
Are they going to skip me?
Did you not notice though that he only gave me one to start with, and it was the one that was the worst one to think about, and then everything where he's like, really good answer to this.
I know this podcast
And
far
then
too well.
everyone watching is going to be like, she's copy what he said.
Yeah.
But you're a team, so it's the same, isn't it?
We are.
Yeah.
To be fair, it probably would be that. Like if I could speak to old me, I could be like, you can do it.
Do it.
Because I think I always thought like, oh, it's not going to work, or it's not going to happen, I'll give up. Like, but yeah.
I think when you have positive people around you, it makes a lot of difference. Because some people I used to work with just, last 2 weeks? He goes, oh, you're making another salad?
Yes.
And you do get some people like, they might be joking, but sometimes people might take that to heart. And, you sometimes got to be a bit careful, a bit mindful what you say to people, because
even friends can be like that.
Friends can be like
they?
that. Yeah, go on, have a burger. And again, if my friends are watching this, they know I know they're joking. But it's more of the fact that some people can take that to heart. And not everyone has those close friendship groups where they know they're bantering.
Yeah.
And if you take that, it's going to take 2 weeks or whatever. Prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Prove yourself wrong.
Yeah.
Just remember why you're doing it.
Just remember why you're doing it. Yeah. And as I say, it doesn't always come down to money. It doesn't always come down to, it sometimes comes down to your own benefit in regards to
time as well.
Time. Yeah.
I think that's a lot, sorry to cut in. I think that's a lot of what people think. They think, all right, it's going to cost money. It's going to take time. I'm going to miss out on social events. And that's how bad it is in your head.
Yeah.
In reality,
But then
it's
if
not
you
that
think
bad.
of how much money and time it took to get that fat in the first place.
Well, there you go. A lot of money, a lot of time, and
What's been cheaper?
It is.
Yeah. And we've spoken a lot, obviously, about how we've helped you and you did the online coaching. But at the end of the day, you wouldn't have got where you were if you didn't do everything.
Honestly,
you two have done it all. Like,
no,
you have
I
put
know
the work
that. But knowledge is the power, and you guys are the knowledge, and we just had the power to come out and get in touch because, it's like we said earlier, it's just more of the motivation, the every week check in, even the odd Wednesday you pop in and say, everything's right, mate. It's nice. It's just nice because I feel like we've been friends for such a long time. We have now 8 months, but it's a long time. It is a while, but obviously I've known you for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But I think when you sort of have that accountability, you do get more inspiration from seeing other people that you coach. And you know, I went to, obviously this unfortunately couldn't make it, but we went to the meet and greet workout.
Oh yeah.
And met everyone, and you know, there's a couple of people there that I knew as well. And I think, I didn't know you. And the community is so lovely.
Yeah.
And I think if you want to be a part of that community, then there's only one way forward, and that's just to get in touch with you guys.
Yeah.
But now I've got that platform, I do want to say thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Because-
We're actually
Thank
stepping
you.
up the community,
That's-
and we've got a lot of stuff planned. There's a bit, of, a, bit of an itinerary coming out. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a good.
When you're in the
end
know,
of
you're in the
year.
know.
Yeah.
Starting with a Christmas party.
But honestly, you guys
No,
have been
but he's at the
fantastic.
Christmas party.
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, thank you. And thank you for coming on the podcast today.
Very
much
welcome. Thanks
appreciate
for
it.
having
Having
us.
us.
Enjoy watching yourselves back. I know you're going to love it. But yeah, I hope that was helpful for anyone watching. It's a very inspirational journey. And yeah, like they said, if you're wondering where you could go or what you could achieve or why you're so unhappy and you're not doing anything about it, then now is the time to step up and change it for yourself.
Do it for yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, anything
you.
else to say?
No, all
No.
good.
Thank you. Thank you for watching, everyone. And
Bye.
we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.